Look at those action figures. Yeah, now this is the spoiler time. So if you don't want to be spoiled, turn away. Go back to the 1 minute spoil, not 1 minute review I did, hit and run review, but I gave it an A minus B plus. I'm still undecided. I feel like the plot's been done before in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. But yeah, so you're looking at the hero and the villain of this movie, of course. The villain being Scarlet Witch, that great old villain who she took Toto and told Dorothy, I'll get even with you. Or what is it? I'll get you my pretty and your little dog too. Whatever she did. Anyway, so yes, this was a very very. I mean, it happened almost like a Thanos snap, pun intended. This was right away she identified herself to be the villain. When I saw the promos, the last promos of No Way Home, I just assumed she'd be like helping out Doctor Strange because there was some sort of demon thing. And you do see a demon. The movie starts out with an alternate Doctor Strange, not our Doctor Strange. So I knew this guy was this version of Benedict Cumberbatch was gonna die. But in comes America Chavez, and she's on a journey to help destroy whatever creatures are just trying to destroy the multiverse. But lo and behold, it's the mastermind is our Scarlet Witch, which I didn't follow WandaVision. I don't have Disney Plus, so something had happened in the death of Vision, the android, and so that resulted in her maniacal campaign. There's all the actors, all the players. Yeah, this was a beautiful. We do see, yes, I love to see Professor X. I don't know, I think James McAvoy would have done great in the role. I think James McAvoy could have gotten away with it because he earned it. He's done how many versions of it? I mean, wasn't there the actor who played Quicksilver in WandaVision? And so James McAvoy would have been great. But of course, they had to stick with the classics. Stick with what you know. Yes, it's me, Picard, I'm sorry, Picard season 2 sucks, but we love Professor X, so whatever. Anyway, so there's tributes. You got Mr. Fantastic in one universe. You had, I think the actress who was starring alongside Brie Larson in Captain Marvel. She is Captain Marvel. Then you got Anson Mounts as an alternate Black Bolt, and then I forgot. Then you got Mordo, another Mordo from another universe. And so the whole thing is about this book. I forget the name of it right now. It's an ancient book. It's a red book that's causing so many problems. The one that it is the MacGuffin, the magic thing that defines the whole movie. But it's this red book, this evil, dark, this black magic book that Scarlet Witch is using or is trying to keep a hold of. One Doctor Strange has used it to conquer the multiverse and was killed. So there was this committee in another universe, Black Bolt, Mr. Fantastic. Oh, yeah. Agent Carter, Captain Carter, Peggy Carter, who was like, in our universe was Steve Rogers' friend, ally in World War II, but she is that what if Captain America character, and Professor X, and so you got this whole MCU group. I'm going to call them the MCU Council because I don't know what else to council. I think that there's a proper name for it, but another Doctor Strange created this MCU Council to kill him if anything should ever go wrong, if he should ever betray humanity or multiversity or whatever the fuck. So yeah. I never even looked at this poster. So when Scarlet Witch turned out to be evil, this was a big surprise to me. So I'm very glad I didn't look at anything. I didn't look at fuck all. I did see a Twitter post about, ooh, you know what? Guess what? John Krasinski, and what if he's Mr. Fantastic? I looked as okay, whatever. Maybe not. Who knows? Who cares? But John Krasinski did very well. I mean, you could have had Ian Gruffudd, I guess the second live action, because the first guy, The first Mr. Fantastic was in a movie that never got released to the public except in bootleg form. We love that. We love Fantastic Four '94. It's a classic. You should watch that if you get a chance. I'm sure it's out there on the tubes. So it's out there. But um, yeah, I mean, they could have put Ian Griffith, but I don't think they were going to try to do a tribute. I think this was a test. So it was a test to see if people loved John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic, and it turns out people do. You just need a good director and you need a good writer, and we can finally have that Fantastic Four movie that people have been waiting for 60 years. So that's if that could happen. So Captain Marvel was Captain Marvel. Benedict Wong is very good. He is the Sorcerer Supreme. He has been, I think, since the first movie, or maybe since the Thanos War. So that's pretty good. I mean, I like Benedict Wong. He looked like he died, but you know your fucking movies. You know Benedict Wong as Wong was going to survive and save the day or save a little bit. And really it was a test to see how these characters fare now. Anson Mount had his time as Black Bolt. The Inhumans show on ABC came and went. I don't know if I liked it or not. I tried to like Runaways. It wasn't all that great. But anyway, there's the dead Doctor Strange who came back to life because our Stephen Strange tried to use a book to the ancient book, the dark magic book that Scarlet Witch is using. So why is Scarlet Witch doing all this, right? Scarlet Witch is evil. She's corrupting the multiverse because she sees a version of herself as a mother of two kids. Now, I think to myself in the theater, why not just adopt? Why not just adopt children? I mean, you just do the real world thing and go to an adoption center and adopt children. She could do that. She wanted these two kids. Now, there might be more to understanding her character if I watched the WandaVision series. Maybe there might be more to it before I jump to conclusions. But I think either way, whether Vision was in her life anymore or Vision had died, here Wanda was like breaking, just this oath of civility, and she decided, I'm just going to go ahead and take what's not mine. The grass is greener, Who's to say that the other Wanda didn't envy what all the wonderful things that this Scarlet Witch could do? There's a lot in that scene where she tells her, the good Wanda from another universe tells our Wanda, no good can come from evil. I think that's what she says. I'm saying so many different things. The real big star, of course, is Xochitl, Xochitl, Xochitl. I think it's Xochitl. It's a Mayan name. It's a beautiful name, actually. We don't embrace our Mayan heritage enough, but there it is. And she is America Chavez. And America Chavez, but the Mexican eye for the white guy characterization, she has to say "ay Dio" or "Dios mío" or say some sort of Spanish phrase to tell you she's Mexican. Okay, it's annoying, but whatever. She does very well. There's a little virtue signaling, but it never goes too far. I really do think that, it's hard to find her character. I think her character is learning. That's why at the end of this, you see her training at the monastery. So there's beats of Days of Future Past because there's a battle at the monastery at where Benedict Wong and Benedict Cumberbatch, so Stephen Strange and Wong are training at the Sorcerer Supreme. And then there's another one. Now, after Scarlet Witch reveals herself to be the villain of this movie, eventually one of Wong's servants or one of Wong's allies goes after and destroys the book. She destroys the book about 40% into the movie. So it's like, the movie should be over. But understand that at that point, if you watched it, Doctor Strange and America Chavez are trapped in another world where up is down and down is up. So she has to go find another way. So she threatens to kill Wong's friends, the other sorcerers, and Wong says, "No, I'll take you to the ancient Rosetta Stone where you translate where the book was first made, translated into English. So if you spare my friends, I will go over there and take you there." And when she gets there, it's a shrine, it's a throne with a 3D frieze in her honor. And that's the biggest plot hole I think this movie has, is that was that always there for her? If it was, um, who built it for her? Who built that for Scarlet Witch? This is where they go into the to try to get a book to counteract. I think they were trying to find one version of the dark arts book that Scarlet Witch is always trying to use. Uh, she could go to another universe, but I think she's trying to get, she's trying to do all these things just to get her two sons that weren't even hers. Okay, now the two sons, two bright boys, they play it up a little bit. "Mom, we love you, Mom. We're gonna sing a song about loving you, Mom, and let's get ice cream, Mom." It is kind of cheesy. It really is. This is a gimmick you'll see at the end of this movie. The third eye for the magic guy, and this is the scene you see constantly. You see Elizabeth Olsen just floating above things. I liked when she stuck her hand out, right? You see her stick her hand out of the mirror and start coming out like the horror movie. I thought that was like one of the best parts of the movie because it showed this character who we are is beloved as a who is beloved an Avenger, right? Because she started out in Avengers: Age of Ultron. Right? We see an alternate universe where I call him Brother Mordo, because that's the way John Vernon's uh, voice actor character of Doctor Strange calls him, Brother Mordo. That's when John Vernon did the voice of Doctor Strange in the Spider-Man cartoon. Brother Mordo has these Ultron robots, so it kind of harkens back a little bit to Vision. But anyway, um, so so they have Ultron. So she started out as this hero, right? And then she became the villain. It was like it took how many movies? Because I mean, I didn't really see a lot of these MCU movies, to be honest with you. But she was there through the Avengers. She was definitely there in Civil War, Captain America Civil War. She was definitely there for the final MCU movies with Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, Captain America, Black Widow. And she did WandaVision. And now here she is doing the very things that she had always fought against. She had she had been accused of being a criminal in Civil War, right? And so much goes on. So these movies are connected, obviously. Spider-Man is mentioned. We don't see any images of Tom Holland or Venom or anybody else. Um, so there's this character that Rachel McAdams plays, who played an old girlfriend of Stephen Strange. And at some point, he meets Rachel McAdams in another universe. This is another Rachel McAdams. This is the one where Brother Mordo from another universe poisons America Chavez and Doctor Strange into sleep and captures and puts them in these transparent block cells. And Rachel McAdams' alternate person is sort of his jailer. But at some point, she frees America Chavez because Scarlet Witch is on the hunt, and um, they talk to each other, and she can't go with him back to his universe. She can't. So the universe that the Rachel McAdams is from, Brother Mordo, the John Krasinski Mr. Fantastic, the alternate Marvel, Professor X with the yellow wheelchair. I love that little yellow wheelchair. The Anson Mounts, uh, Black Bolt. Uh, so the MCU Council, Brother Mordo, they're all from 838 universe, Earth 838. And the Earth that we are is designated as 616, just like the comic books, but 616 is also the MCU. Okay? So that's what it is. So it's also the MCU. It's going to be a little confusing to those who are trying to keep track of it. It's like, so a nerd would say, shouldn't the MCU be another universe? Well, You have to take it up with the continuity people. This is when universes go crazy. Walking into the doorway, somebody took a picture. I took no pictures. I was a good attendant. I didn't need to take no damn pictures. But yeah, at some point she does the wrong thing. Now, if you recall the final scenes in um, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the cartoon with Miles Morales. What happened? What happened when Wilson Fisk used technology to access other universes? Eventually, every one of them had Vanessa and her son hate this guy. They didn't like him. So no matter what universe he went to replace Vanessa and his son, it never mattered because they were afraid of Wilson. So they were afraid of the Kingpin. So obviously, you kind of know what's going to happen with Scarlet Witch, and that's why she ends herself and collapses the shrine she had was already built for her. I wonder who built it for her. This is when they were running from her. It is such. I mean, I had no idea. Can I tell you that I had no idea? So I did a good thing by not being too close tied to the Disney universe. Wong versus Gargantos. So the movie does open up with a Goma type character that Link from the Legend of Zelda series could have taken out better. All you need is one arrow shot. You don't need magic. You just shoot an arrow in the eye. That's it. This is the zombie that Doctor Strange got a hold of. America Chavez, she did it. I mean, Zochiti did a great job. This is the evil Doctor Strange who used the book of corruption, the dark arts magic. This is the one you see at the beginning. You wonder why doesn't Doctor Strange burn the body at the beginning of the movie? Now you know why. It's like a Mad Magazine insert of, oh, but the body's got to be resurrected later on in the movie, so it creates a conflict. It's like you can kind of count the many cliches and the beats that happen, so that one thing later, so the broken watch is one thing later, so this is one thing later. So yeah, but this was the biggest surprise, and I'm so glad I avoided Twitter. I'm so glad I avoided caring too much about the MCU, so that when she did become the villain, I was greatly surprised. I was greatly happy about it. And there's the poster, there's Brother Mordo, there's the Minotaur. Some of these characters are in our universe, and others are not. But America Chavez was also the MacGuffin, if not the Dark Arts book, using her power. Yeah, so I mean that orchard scene where they're talking in the beginning of that movie, I thought it was about, oh, let's get Scarlet Witch to help out. We're going to find out who the villain is. I had no idea who the villain is with this movie. I'm sure everybody else knew, but I did not know. I did not know at all. So that was great. So maybe that's why I'm giving it such a high score. But of course, when you look at it, I mean, this scene was great. I'm so glad I did not see spoilers. I'm very happy I did not see spoilers, but fuck, man. Very good. So, A minus, B plus. There's so much to like here. She is a lovable character. America Chavez is greater than Captain Marvel, Brie Larson. Not just talking about race. I'm talking about her personality. All that matters is the content of character. That's it. Any final thoughts I could give is, yeah, really excellent work. I'm not sure what I'm looking forward to now. I guess I'm looking forward to the next two Spider-Man animated movies. I am looking forward to Spider-Man versus Venom. Not looking forward to Thor, Love and Thunder. After that, I don't know. I don't really care. But I mean, what else is there? Howard the Duck? What else could there be? There's so many Marvel characters that have yet to be explored. To me, the main reasons I never got into the MCU was because I collected Ultimate Marvel comics from 2000 to 2011. So I had a taste of what it's like to explore a Marvel universe from its beginnings to end. Once it got predictable and the same villains kept coming back and the characters never aged, then I kind of rolled up my eyes and said, okay, I'm going to jump off this train and be done with it. I mean, once Mark Miller wasn't writing anymore, Fantastic Four kind of ran itself in circles. I just said, that's it. I don't need this, right? Do I? So, yeah.
This Friday.
Yeah. So next time, let's hope for better movies.
I don't even want to know.
I remember that.